Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Hubcast episode
11.
11? We're really on 11 now? I thought we were on 12.
Nope.
Maybe we're on 11, 12, something like that. We're on a very high number.
Jordan knows November 16th because he can just look at his watch.
Yes, I can. Which, by the way, thank you to Original Grain for sponsoring this episode of the Hubcast again this week. We will chat a little bit more about them later. But yeah, I can look at my watch and I have the little date thing on it. Unlike Dan.
Mine doesn't have it, but it's also an Original Grain watch. It's just a different kind.
Yeah. No, I picked out a style that fit me a lot better than yours did.
Mine's a lot more simple. I like mine.
Yeah, well, anyway, so we'll chat about them later. So, the Hubcast, episode 11, November 16th. We are about a little over a week away from Thanksgiving. That crept up awful fast.
Yeah, that did.
Very, very fast.
Alex is like, oh.
So,
Do you have family coming into town, Alex?
No, we're actually just going to do it, just my wife and I.
I'm doing a vegan Thanksgiving with my parents.
That sounds terrible.
I'm not vegan,
what?
but my parents are vegan, and my girlfriend's trying to be vegan, and I'm not vegan. So
Okay.
we're having a vegan Thanksgiving.
parents are?
What?
Your parents are?
Yeah.
Oh.
My dad and my stepmom are both very, very vegan, and my girlfriend's trying to be vegan. And I don't mind. There's actually some really tasty vegan stuff, but Thanksgiving was never a holiday. That really
Joe
screamed
showed
at
me some very tasty vegan stuff.
So they're gonna come over in the
Whoa.
morning. We're gonna cook all day.
Joe's like, I
There's-
don't remember tasty
You remember
vegan
that?
things.
You remember that, like,
There are.
the stuff that we had on the grill where we put it in tinfoil and made like this
Oh,
tortilla.
yeah.
So
like,
It was like Beyond Meat beef crumble.
Yeah,
but
it
it was
was-
like plant based.
it was
That
pretty
was good 'cause
awesome.
it was like a teriyaki. I put a bunch of veggies in there.
It was pretty awesome.
That was-
It
I
was
do
good.
have to say, I stopped eating frozen chicken nuggets. I only eat the grain chicken nuggets. It's not is it Beyond
Gardein?
Meat? Gardein, yeah. And I really like those. Those are really good. But I've had plenty of vegan stuff that's good because the thing is when you're friends with people that are vegan, typically they know what to make.
Yeah,
So
they know the good stuff.
I just don't get vegan stuff when I go out to eat unless it's a vegan restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's
I'm kinda,
not really a lot of those here in Denver.
No.
Not
There's a couple.
down
Vegan?
here in Littleton, but
yeah. Well, I mean, compared to North Carolina, you know, the fact that they have options in little areas is unheard of.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
So I'm doing that for Thanksgiving. Should be fun.
You should bring a bag lunch with you.
I'll go to Arby's beforehand and get their meat sandwich and just have it like in my pocket. And go like,
Go to the gas station, have a gas station sandwich.
no, I actually don't mind eating vegan. I do it quite often, but I just don't like committing to it.
I just
I did-
imagine little flecks of meat flying at them as you're scarfing it down. What were you saying, Joe?
I did it for 8 months and
Yeah.
couldn't stick with it. I was just bloated and had no energy.
It's that
Tough.
cheese, man.
What?
You gotta have that cheese.
There's some good
I do
vegan
love
cheese,
cheese.
actually.
that's the hardest part is protein. Like,
No, there's plenty
no,
of
there's
protein.
plenty.
because you got
There's
like
plenty.
no, but the types of protein aren't the best for you.
That's not true.
don't know.
Like what?
There's plenty
You
of
know,
protein.
everyone has a
There
different
is.
answer for that.
But
There's
the-
every
but
science.
proteins
There
are
are
like-
there are camps different. There are camps of science around all of it. No matter people will explain into existence whatever they want. So
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, there's no like right way.
Yeah.
But you can you can cut back on stuff. That's what I've done. I still eat meat and cheese, but I've cut back considerably.
Well, that's
Some
my
weeks more
mentality
so
too.
than yeah.
Yeah, I just don't fully like. I do vegan stuff every now and then, but I more do it because I want to be healthy, as opposed to straight up eating like frozen Dino Nuggets from Safeway.
Yeah,
So-
it's good. Like my whole thing is it's like my family's Italian, so I was the meat eater. So like, and we just ate all the time. That's what brought us together. So it's hard to quit food.
Coming from an Italian family.
Yeah, man, I had another point to that, but I forgot where I was going.
Someone said
Anyway.
I'm vegan.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. No, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I just told my dad I was like, okay, we can do this, but worst comes to worst, I'll just drive over to Boston Market and get a turkey dinner.
Yeah.
That should be fine.
You live next to a Boston market?
No, I'll drive.
He'll find one. Are you going
There
to
isn't
Taos?
one.
No, we're gonna stay at my apartment.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say if you're going down to where your dad lives, there probably isn't one
there's
down
no
there anywhere close.
That's probably the only setting that a huge vegan feast would be like really awesome. Is
Oh,
in, like
yeah.
an Earth ship in the desert with
Yeah.
people that are
No, that'd be real cool.
really into it. That's why I like it. I don't like when it's just like, oh, there's no meat or cheese, but it's just like all white bleached flour. And that's why I was like, man, I have no energy and I'm just bloated because I was eating like just plastic or whatever the fuck you want to call
It's
it.
Yeah.
enriched.
Carbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, real food is the same way, but I think meat kind of curbs that. But when you have none of that to ground you, I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's a good mix.
Spencer,
Are you
explain to
still
me
scratching your
again what
ankles?
an Earth ship is.
It's essentially living completely off the land.
Completely off the grid.
You have solar panels. You have well water. You have plants inside your house too, like a garden inside, multiple, and you have like just a plumbing. It's not like connected to like a plumbing system, but it's what's it called?
Like an outhouse.
It's got gray water. It's a cycle.
Yeah, there's gray water, and then there's also you have a truck come by and take your shit away every month.
Ooh.
Your shit, like your literal shit.
Yep.
Yes.
Unless
But
you
it's
have,
really
like, a
nice.
really-
It's beautiful. It's all self-heated too. They have a generator there, but they really only use that if they really need to, which I think we've done like once. So it's pretty good. They have one of the
Nice.
older ones too.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's from my parents.
Living off the land.
They are also coming the day before Thanksgiving because on Thanksgiving they're going to a bunch of old shut-ins houses and giving them dinners from the Salvation Army and hanging out with them for an hour or
That
so.
is awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I wish I was that kind of person. I really do.
You
But,
can
man.
be.
You can be, Dan.
I could be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it.
But yeah, that's
I'm
on
not going to do
Thanksgiving.
it, but I'm thinking about it.
So when is Thanksgiving?
It's next
week.
Thursday.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
Not
next
tomorrow,
not
but the Thursday after.
Yeah, so that just kind of crept up on us. And then, of course, one of my favorite times of the year is Black Friday. I've got to say, I always just make out like an absolute bandit on Black Friday.
I've only gone once.
Saying
And I
make
bought
out.
3 Xbox One controllers for $20 each. It was a
Pretty
deal.
good. That's pretty good right there.
You have Cyber Monday and
Yeah.
and all the online sites start Cyber Monday the week before anyway. It's going to start next week and it'll go throughout the next 2 weeks. So what's the point? I'll just order shit offline.
Because you don't get the good stuff.
No, I agree
You
with
don't
that.
get the
Cyber
good
Monday's great.
stuff.
I don't get the stuff that has the fingerprints of 80 people that previously
like,
wrestled it out of
tugging
other
on
people's
it.
hands.
Hey, I've gotten some good stuff at
Grip
Black
marks
Friday.
on
Decked
everything
an
you
old
buy.
lady in the face, Jordan.
I could have one time, but I didn't.
Those are the best memes when that comes out. The people dying in
Yeah.
the middle of a Walmart.
The stampede
not
victims.
literally
to
dying, but
laugh.
like getting tased. You know.
Oh,
I think
goodness.
we should really reenact that Lion King scene just on Black
Oh,
Friday.
yeah.
No, I think that is always reenacted at every Walmart across the nation
Unintentionally.
on
so,
Black Friday.
So pretty much you have you're in the electronics department, and you're looking through and you see the fucking an Apple television that usually runs for $800 or $1,000 or $1,500. You see it marked down for $200. It's that shot of Simba where they zoom in.
The
and he's
coasters
like,
start shaking like this.
and then
all the-
your
all the
friend gets
China
taken away
starts-
by a swarm that's going towards like some Xboxes, and you're like, no.
You're clinging to the Christmas tree in the middle of these wildebeest.
Yep.
Man.
Man, Hans Zimmer killed it on that score.
Hans Zimmer did the music on that?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just love that shot of the guy who got the first iPhone 5 or 6, and they're like, "Oh, let's see it." And, like this camera crew's with him, and he pulls it out, and he drops it on the ground, he just fucking turfs it, and he's like, and everyone in line was like, "Oh."
It was like the beer fest. Oh.
That's pretty
Oh,
awesome.
that guy
I
must have
don't
been
know,
so
I haven't seen
embarrassed.
that.
I can look it
I'm
up.
gonna get one of those Will It Blend blenders and a battery backpack and be the first in line for the next iPhone.
See,
And just not say anything, just hold it. Just wait. Patiently.
It's been done.
Oh, it
I
has?
was gonna say,
on the
I
spot
would-
blending.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
On the
wow.
spot blending, on the spot shattering.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I've seen
my
it shattering.
dream would be to stand in line, try to get to the front of a line, be the first in to get a new iPhone of some sort, and just come out and just smash it on the ground in front of the line.
so many people do
and
that.
then just walk away.
Some people do that because right after Tosh.0 got an iPad ahead of when it was released and he hit it with a golf club, everyone was like, I want to do that too. So now everyone goes to buy iPhones like, I'm going to smash it to show people that I have plenty of money.
I think that was a series idea we were developing back in the day.
Yeah, it's not even like a money thing. It's more so just a loathing for Apple products that would make me happy to do that. Oh, are you pulling up the video right now?
What is this?
Oh,
Somebody smashing an
so
iPhone.
they're currently talking. I don't know why Spencer's showing this to us right now. Is it quick so we're not sitting here? Oh, let's see.
Oh,
what
he's unboxing it.
he's opening the box.
He's unboxing it.
And it's very shallow. It's like right on the top.
It flopped out when he was trying to pull it out.
Everybody goes,
Everyone's like,
oh, shit.
That's how all Apple products are packaged. They're like right on.
Yeah,
the
and you're like,
what's the name of that video so people can look it up really
if
quick?
you guys want to look it up, it is called First iPhone 6 Sold in Perth is dropped by a kid during an interview.
That is
21
Australia.
million views.
That is a very
Pith
long video name.
Australia.
Isn't
Pith.
RTX Australia happening like, in February, right?
No, I think it's happening.
Or right now?
Now.
I saw some tweets about it.
Yeah, because I remember seeing Bruce is
Speaking
down
of
there right
Perth.
now.
The top comment is, now that's some breaking news.
He won the
Yeah,
internet.
upvote
Pretty good
it.
right there. Pretty good right there.
Upvoting it.
Pretty good, right?
Liked.
Well, Spencer just liked it. Oh goodness.
catch
Well, I
cardboard,
suppose
too.
we should probably round out some topics here since we've just been talking about random crap for the past few minutes.
How does
Or we
one
could-
go on?
I was gonna say, or we could just keep on talking about random crap for the rest of the time.
I'm good for random crap.
Because
Whatever
random
you guys
crap
want.
is always fun.
Random crap.
I will say the Ghost in the Shell trailer is amazing, and that's all we need to talk about.
It did look
Let's
really
all do the
interesting.
chorus. Ready?
I don't think I'm missing something. I didn't
like
Did
a-
see
you watch
it.
the trailer?
No.
It reminded me of The Matrix a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that's because The Matrix ripped it off in
Oh.
1995.
Well, that's
That is
why.
true. Oh yeah. The Wachowskis are very much inspired by all that, like anime and.
You
and
should
such.
look up. There's
It's all derivative.
side by side shot comparisons of The Matrix and the original Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah.
And it's pretty blatant.
Oh, cool.
Thank you, Ascendant, for subscribing 21 months in a row, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
It's pretty awesome. So, I have a question for you guys.
Ooh.
Now,
He
I
has a
haven't-
smile. He has a smile.
Oh my goodness, Spencer, would you stop burping like that?
You're not even
I'm
drinking
sorry to
beer.
audio listeners.
You should be apologizing to every listener that has to hear that.
No,
not
because
just
if you're watching,
audio
if you're watching it
listeners.
visually, you
Video
saw me go like this.
listeners.
So that's worth
That
it.
was entertainment enough.
So, I want to get a project together. My dream is our next project should be to build an ultimate drone. I'm sick and tired of dealing with all these pre-built ones. I want to build one that meets our standards in what we use that drone for.
Is it giant?
I want a giant drone.
Okay.
How
So-
big are the props?
I don't know. They have to be pretty darn big, though.
A foot long prop.
If we can find a foot long prop. See, I'd say we look around
buy a Cessna.
for props that are pretty decently sized. We're gonna have to find some pretty big motors too.
so you're just saying
speaking
make a
of-
plane.
No,
I'm joking. That's a
It
joke.
would be a Harrier jet, if anything.
Speaking of hair as well, you're really just batting 1,000 right now. So that pink truck we use for the Harry Girls set has these huge motors in it, and I was like, we could make a giant drone out of that.
Don't the motors
Motors,
in
eh?
drones generally need to be pretty lightweight?
Or if
Motors
it's a
and
Mac
drones
Daddy.
are predominantly
Unless
magnetic.
it's incredibly strong.
Because I think Jordan was explaining this to me the other day about how magnetic motors are usually way better than the mechanical ones. Or
Yeah, so
These were magnetic.
they,
are they?
they are
Yeah, they're
magnetic.
just like those little silver cylinders. They're about a 2-inch.
oh, Jordan.
There's 2 of them though.
There's only 2 because they're the back 2.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But we could do like a
Let's buy a whole nother pink.
spend another
card.
card. Yeah.
See, that was the thing I was explaining to Dan. I don't know if this even made the video cut. Did it? I can't remember if I didn't watch
Don't
the
ask
toy
me.
chest.
I wasn't even a part of
I
making
haven't had a
that
chance
video.
to watch that toy chest, but
Oh, toy chest. I thought you were
the
talking about.
Barbie drone one, because the Barbie drone toy chest that we did worked really well, and I was like, the control scheme kind of sucked on it. The controller was kind of iffy, but flew super well. And the reason was we found out that it had magnetic motors on it, brushless magnetics, and those perform so much better up here at higher altitude because Joe and I have never had problems with the Tiny Whoop, or, the little Inductrix, because it has magnetic motors. I have a Vortex racing drone that flies really well up here. Those are all brushless magnetic
But-
motors. This thing, however, has
Millennium Falcon.
does not have magnetic motors. If you look at it, it's like a cog-based rotational device. I don't even know what the name for it would be. It's just gear-based.
Is there like a center motor and they all feed off that center?
Yes.
That
So
seems inefficient.
well, no, possibly there's kind of like there might be separate motors on there, but the motors spin cogs instead. So you can only go so fast with those before they lose integrity. So the ability to fly in this altitude is lessened significantly because it can only go so fast. So whereas the magnetic motors actually have the power to
They're
increase. They can increase their speed to match the lower air the lower air resistance up here.
They fascinate me, magnetic motors.
Somebody said, Ruckenberg in the chat said, a drone made of all the discarded toys from Toy Chest.
I've just been thinking about the different things that we could attach to drones, the different things that we could turn into drones.
Can you turn that R2D2? No, you couldn't. That's way too heavy.
That thing's
Can you turn his head without thinking on his back?
Yeah. You can turn his head in general. Oh, I forgot about the thing on his back. That's
Yeah.
the leg. So the leg goes like, how does the leg work?
I think it's broken.
Doesn't that?
I haven't been able to get him to stand on his leg normally because I forgot about that thing on the back. So now he's sideways.
There we go. What's
No,
that
that
thing gonna
doesn't
do?
Oh, I was hoping
you turned his
That's his
or
butt
that his
fan.
head was gonna turn if I did that. Oh, sorry about
But
that.
yes, I just wanna drone it up even more so than what I'm doing right
You were
now.
looking at
Dr.
drone
One.
stuff before we came in here.
I had a few replacement parts because I was flying at some pretty high altitudes and I crashed pretty magnificently a couple times and lost a few
You
parts.
should start another channel called Dr. One.
Dr. One.
Think about it for a second.
I still don't get it.
Dr. One.
DR.ONE.
Drone. Man, that is.
Drone.
Oh, that was a good one,
I
Joe.
I have bad experiences when I go to the doctor. Don't go see Dr. Acula.
Acula.
Dr.
Like, what
One.
did-
My goodness, Joe.
Can we just play Mitch Hedberg the whole time?
I have a question. I saw a Facebook commercial the other day, and they were talking about giving free internet to people in the world who don't have internet. And they had this giant drone that was like a big boomerang. Have you seen one of those? It's almost like the size of a small plane.
Is it like a? Is it white? Like a?
No, it was black.
I've seen one that's like a. It's more
I've seen
so
that
a
white one.
plane, but it just has two main motors, and it's kind of like a big flying boomerang.
But it's completely autonomous, right?
What does that mean?
There's
move
not
on
a
its own.
human.
What?
There's not a human inside it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a UAV.
Yeah.
Unmanned aerial
Vehicle.
There you go.
vagine.
Or universal autonomous
Vehicle.
Vagina.
veins.
Veins.
I was playing Black Ops 3 the other day, and man, you can't shoot down UAVs anymore. You can, but it's practically impossible. Most of the maps, there's too much stuff above you that you can't even see the UAVs.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Because there's a
Black Ops
Redwoods
3.
map.
I
There-
thought there was only two.
Yeah, Black Ops 3. We did it for a video here for zombies. So I had it, and I was just on. I actually was talking to a random fan because I got a random party invite. Since we were doing those Battlefield things, I got a party invite, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. And I clicked on it, and it was pretty cool. A kid named Aaron or
I got
Eric.
a fan at Best Buy. He was very nice.
Yep.
Yep. Also, I saw one of these at Best Buy on the bottom shelf, pushed to the very far back.
Oh no.
I don't think it's ever going to be bought,
Is it still $300?
I recommend they don't buy it.
Oh.
especially up at this altitude.
It looks good, but it doesn't fly. At least
Not-
this
not
one.
at this
There
altitude.
also,
Might as well-
there also could have been a manufacturing error or something like that. It
It's,
could have
no,
been-
it's purely from the altitude. Like it would have flown fine if it just wasn't at this
Yeah,
There's
altitude.
no
like the Splinter Cell.
possibility of there being a manufacturing error.
How much is the Lego Millennium Falcon?
Probably a cheaper
the
than
Lego
that.
Millennium Falcon is about $200
You might as well get that.
because I have it. I have it. I
Have you
half
built
built it. Yeah.
We should finish
Didn't
it.
Dex get it for you?
Yep.
Yep.
Dex got.
Oh,
Well, I had
yeah.
two. I had one. I built a little bit of it, and then Liz, when I was out of town one time, built the rest of it. I was like, I wanted to build more of it. But now I started to build Dex's, and it's the Force Awakens one. So
Ooh.
I'm like, a little less than halfway.
Does it come with Kylo?
It comes with Han, Chewie, just Han and Chewie, I think.
They're so. They,
Or no, because I think since that was a $200 set, it had more. It had Han, Chewie, and then maybe a couple other people.
They're
It
so
might have had
stingy on
Finn.
characters in those things. I hate
Yeah,
it.
they make it so you have to buy all the packs to get all the characters. You had to
All
buy
I
a fucking.
want is the
you had-
characters.
You had to buy a stupid little transport one to get Captain Phasma, and I was like, I'm not going to buy that just for Captain Phasma, a little Lego piece.
true.
I don't care.
Very true.
Legos.
I need to get back into building Legos though. It's one of my favorite things to do.
I went to the
and-
Lego store at Disneyland.
Oh,
That was
yeah?
really cool.
Yeah,
Have
I
Legos
was-
always been as expensive as they are now?
I know they're so expensive
No, they're getting more and more expensive. The,
the
more
Death Star
licensing
is like
they have.
$400 or something like that.
because they're collector's
Really?
items.
My goodness.
I remember when they used to have soccer
that
Legos
looks
when I was
fucking
a
awesome.
kid that barely worked.
Remember when I destroyed my Tumblr for whatever toy chest
Oh
or
yeah,
video,
the
whatever.
macaroni thing.
Yeah, whatever that video was, I ramped it off and I destroyed my Tumblr. that
I still-
spent $200 on, and I
That thing was
built it.
$200.
Oh yeah,
Oh my
I
goodness.
still ate that mac and cheese.
destroyed it for a video.
Yeah, it was the Tony Hawk thing, wasn't it?
Yep.
My
That thing was
goodness.
so shitty.
I have to say, I'm getting more and more appalled at toys in general. And I had brought up a point during the Barbie drone video that was kind of interesting and made me think about it a little bit more as to how the different marketing schemes and production schemes are based around girl/boy toys. I mean, that came out a little bit weird, but with girls, it's all kind of very plain and, accessory oriented.
Have you ever seen girl Legos? They're super boring.
No.
Like comparative, like there's not. I feel like there's not as much options to actually.
Hey, that cruise
create.
line one was pretty good. That
The cruise line
Alex
one
built.
wasn't bad, but I feel like with boy Legos,
Well,
a lot of
it's-
it. I don't know. Maybe it's all. It's probably the same. It's just all
kinda-
paint.
But
it's very
what's a
interesting.
boy Lego?
That's true.
What are boy
It-
No,
Legos?
I don't think there should be anything, but
blue
they have
ones.
pink
Oh, sorry.
Legos that are like girlfriend Legos.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
they definitely
that-
have girl Legos, and they have the Rescue Hero ones. So I guess those would probably be like.
I mean, if
boy
I had a
Legos,
kid and
quote
they wanted
unquote.
any Lego, I'd get them whatever the fuck they wanted.
Yeah, but
I could
I
afford
find
it.
it interesting how boys have this, they have imaginations, but they need a lot of help with those imaginations. So all their toys are overly complicated.
I cut that all out of the video.
Okay, so that's it. No, a good thing I'm bringing it up then, so I can kind of touch on it. Is that it was interesting that like all the us boys seem to need more help with envisioning what our toys are and how to play with them, because we have a bunch of
I feel like this is-
we need more prompt.
I feel like this is a
weapons
new
and-
development though, because like when I was a kid, maybe it was just the way I played when I was a kid though. Like almost all of what I did as a kid was imagination.
It's kind of playing off of I don't know if they've obviously they do data mining like crazy on kids. Like they do everything they can to find out
R&D.
what kids want, because when you watch those commercials and you see what's happening, all the most of the girl toys, they have way better imaginations than guys. So they have all these things where you play house and they just kind of give you the canvas and then they go off and make up their adventures with that, whereas boys need the setting, they need kind of the what's it called, the structure of wanting to know what they're playing with. So it's like they have 5 different types of Nerf guns, even though they all function basically the same. There's different types so that you can kind of choose what you want to do with there's like the Doomsland one, there's the zombie one, there's the modulus one, there's the mega one, but most of them they're integrating these like settings around each of the toys so that you have. Yeah, I just find it kind of interesting how the boys, seem to need a lot more to go off of. Therefore, all their toys are very much more expensive.
Did you ever have were you an action figure kid at all?
I was.
Not
See,
really.
I grew up with like I never had a whole lot, but I always had friends who had shit. And so I would go to my friend's house, and I had a friend who was really spoiled when I was a kid, and he would have a tub of action figures, and we would just pour them out, and so we'd do like Power Rangers versus the Ninja Turtles. And
See, I was always Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. Those were the two I always bought all the action figures for.
I had a lot of army men and stuff.
yeah.
I never got into the army stuff. I think I bought a G.I. Joe once, and it was much bigger than my other action figures, and so I was like, I don't like it.
I didn't like how the clothes fit on them. It always looked like a toy.
Yeah.
And I wanted like a small human to command around.
Yeah.
And I loved the Power Rangers when I was a kid, and I remember I would stay with my aunt every now and again, and there was this woman in the neighborhood. Every time I would come over, she'd come over and bring over like a new Power Rangers action figure.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, like the full,
Yeah.
And so I had like red, blue. I don't think I had all of them, but it was just like I remember as a kid, like, if a relative gives it to you, like, oh, thanks, yeah, you're my uncle, that's what you're supposed to do. But when somebody just comes walking across the lawn, is like, hey, I was at Toys R Us and got your sister's kid a toy because I know he likes it. I mean, that's very generous and awesome.
Yeah, no,
but
it's very generous.
Even as like a 6-year-old, I was like, what the fuck is happening? My normal family doesn't even get me toys.
Yeah. I
They
used to play
do.
with Bionicles a lot.
They do.
Yeah, Bionicles were pretty
And
cool.
I used to
Yes,
go in my
Bionicles.
neighbor's yard and we'd cut trenches into his grass, and then his parents would yell at us.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It was fun though.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
you get for ruining the lawn. But
Public
I just
property.
figured that was kind of an interesting thing I've been seeing a trend in. Going back, it's funny to see how often they restock toys now, where they're constantly updating the stock of toys, because it's just like it seems like every 2 months there's new toys, and everything just keeps on getting more and more expensive, and it's kind of surprising. So
I noticed Nintendo's been banking on nostalgia a lot recently, which is smart of them. But they just re-released all the original 150 Pokemon cards.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they
No, that's
re-released
awesome.
them. They rebalanced
I
them
kinda
so
wanna
they
get some
fit
of
into the
those.
new game.
Oh, wow.
It's called Pokemon Generations or something, or Evolution, something like
I have
that.
to visit that.
And they released. It's all the original art, all that stuff, but the moves are different and the HP is different now. So like you don't have a Mewtwo that's 60 HP because that doesn't make any fucking sense. It's like 130 now.
Can we get some starter decks and do a legit video where we're just playing Pokemon, like
They only
actual
have-
the card game? I haven't played the card game
They have a
or
virtual
Yu-Gi-Oh
one.
or Magic or
Oh,
I don't care about
Yu-Gi-Oh.
virtual. I want to play the actual cards and relive my childhood.
They only have 2 decks right now. They have a Pikachu deck and they have a Mewtwo deck.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
They,
interesting.
I wish they had the original. They used to have gym trainer decks when I was a kid. And me and my friends went to the mall and like all bought our own gym trainer. I think I got like Sabrina or something, but that was so
Cool.
fun.
You mean like back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they were boost. They were starter decks, right?
Yeah, they were starter decks.
Yeah, and they were gym.
Yeah, they didn't re-release those. They only have 2 decks right now. It's Pikachu and Mewtwo. But I thought it was cool they re-released them. But Nintendo's been doing that a lot, and like the Nintendo Switch was entirely marketed towards adults. Like there was no kids in that video at all.
Yeah.
But kids will buy it.
They're like occupying that tablet territory, but they still have a huge foot in the game
Yep.
zone.
Children.
Children. All right.
So let's
We all have
take a
penises.
what?
I was trying to
No,
transition.
I was gonna say let's take a second to talk about Original Grain, the sponsors for this episode
Sorry.
of the
Penises.
Hubcast.
No.
Yeah, good job, Spencer. So, Original Grain, there's a lot of watch brands out there. So we were very excited when Original Grain contacted us and offered us to sponsor some episodes of the Hubcast, and I have to say, very impressed with their product. We've been, a few of us have gotten some, and we've been wearing them for a while. But they combine awesome exotic hardwood inlays and use, stainless steel accents as well to make them look pretty awesome. I like mine because it's, it's kind of got that reddish.
Sexy.
I've been getting a lot of compliments.
See, they have a difference between the different designs. Yours is a little bit more. A little bit more flashy. Mine's a lot more understated. Mine's a bit more simple, and I prefer that over that. But I mean, you can take what you want.
Yeah, no, and
Options.
compliments like crazy. Like Spencer and I were at the bank the other day, both wearing ours, and just like, oh, nice watches. And I was like, oh yeah, this thing's.
I've been wearing mine
this
out when
thing's
I
awesome.
want to feel fancy. I'm like, I'm gonna dress up and put a watch on.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So, and what's great about it is since they used the exotic hardwood, it every watch is unique because the grain is always different in them. So no 2 watches are alike. So if you guys want to try out some Original Grain watches, the link is in the description. It is originalgrain.com/hubcast, and it'll have a code on there where you can get 15% off your entire purchase. So go check them out. It's pretty awesome that they sponsored these episodes, and we got some awesome watches. So thank you very much, and go check out their product, originalgrain.com/hubcast.
I was talking to someone and they saw it. I had the watch on and they're like, "Ooh, Original Grain." And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, so
like
you
I
get
felt
around.
kind of fancy. It was nice.
Speaking of penises,
Yeah, speaking of penises,
I love that it was bookended by dicks.
speaking of wood,
there we have it.
Oh.
We all have different grain.
I don't even know why this is still on the list, but or why we were going to that. But there was a news article that Steph saw this morning on Collider or some bullshit website or something, where a guy, I guess, got his wife's. Was it his wife's ring?
I think it was
wedding
his ring.
Why isn't Steph here to explain herself?
I don't know. I thought she said she was sitting on the couch. She was
She
like,
said
I'm
she
just-
was at one point, but then she's like,
Essentially-
oh, I'm
Sure.
gonna work on something.
This guy was having sex or about to have
Steph!
sex.
I want to hear Steph tell it. Steph! Steph! Guy had his
stepped
wife's ring or his ring on
They
his
were
penis.
about to have sex, and he put it on to work as a cock
Tell the
ring.
penis story. Tell the penis story. Speaking of penises.
Here, grab that mic.
Steph, you got to answer for your crimes.
I don't know the penis story very well.
You don't know
you
it very
brought it
well?
up.
Where am I
right?
going?
Come over here.
Just
Oh.
talk there.
I think I've messed up my microphone.
Yeah.
No, that one. You wonder why I finished. There you go.
Okay, the penis story. There was a guy. Oh, there was a guy.
There was a guy.
There was a guy, and he wanted to get frisky and use his wedding ring as. Can I say
Cock ring.
Cock as a cock ring.
You could say whatever you want.
And so he put it on, and then it caused a reaction to make his penis swell.
Which is what cock
And
rings
then-
do.
Is that normal?
That's
And
what
the-
cock rings do.
I think that's just
Yeah.
arousal in general.
Oh yeah, and then it got stuck, and so he had to go to the hospital to get it removed. And I don't remember how they removed it, but I know they tried to saw it off, and it didn't work.
His penis or
Not
the
his
ring?
penis, the ring.
Okay.
He must have
So-
kielbasa fingers.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, like,
Yeah.
you have to, like, because he had to fit it on
But that's the
initially,
story.
then it went up Also, like, God,
That's
that would
some-
hurt so bad. I feel like.
That's extremely premeditated frisky.
Yeah. Well, that's him being like, I like cock rings. I don't have one right now. I don't want to go to the store. Boop.
Or he has,
Ah!
or he has every model of cock ring, and that was the final.
He really
That was
wanted
the one
to test
ring
it.
to rule them all.
He's like, I've never gone
The one
I've never
ring
gone
to
this
rule
small
them all.
before.
Yeah, he's like, this is a new record.
One ring to bind them, and in the
Oh.
darkness find them. There's so many different things you could do with that joke.
Oh yeah.
So this story prompted.
Bilbo Baggins.
So Steph was then like, "Have you guys had anything happen like that?" And I was like, "I nicked my dick shaving once."
Which I have as well.
once.
I do it
Yeah,
almost
I mean,
every
sometimes,
time.
Like the shaft
Quarterly,
is
you
tough.
mean?
The shaft is tough.
The shaft is
I've got
really
it
tough.
down.
You get some stray hairs up there, and you nick it.
They're always so random and like, woo.
I think I caught my. This is getting very descriptive, and I apologize.
Oh no!
I'm down.
I've caught the head before
Ooh.
with my razor.
The ridge.
Oh.
Not the ridge, not the helmet, not like it was kind of like
Let me visualize this. Go.
it's like right.
Yeah.
Ow.
Man, that hurts.
Kind of like right there.
How
yeah.
do you? Were you just like moving the razor?
I was kind of just moving willy nilly, and you know what? I just caught it wrong, and maybe I was coming up from somewhere else, like I don't know what, and I just caught it, gashed it. It was a tiny little catch.
Caught it. Gash.
I was
Gash
moving-
is not a Chinese word.
Yeah.
I moved into a new apartment recently, and there's a bunch of just boxes everywhere. And I was walking around naked, and I got really nervous because I had to walk through these two, and I was walking sideways, and it like grazed it a little bit. I didn't like it.
goodness.
It made me
Put some
uncomfortable.
clothes on, Spencer.
That's my own goddamn house. I'll wear what I want. I don't
Yeah,
wear shoes half the time in this office. So what do you think I wear
Yeah,
at
I'm
home?
glad you're actually wearing them today.
You know,
Like,
Jordan,
right now.
Jordan got a paper cut on some cardboard today. Imagine if that happened on the.
I know. That's why I was scared.
I would
helmet.
die.
Oh, I
got-
had a paper cut right here.
I hate it when it's there.
Yeah,
little bit ago.
cardboard.
Yeah,
like,
no, cardboard,
cardboard's
yeah.
way worse than paper because it's just the serrated, rusty version of paper, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's like if you had a serrated, rusty
Oxidized.
battle axe, and it's just like.
Tetanus
Do you guys remember the first Jackass movie when they did
Oh.
that challenge where they were kind of like.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was so hard because they would be like this. They'd be like, oh! Like, they would just
What were they
fucking do
doing?
it. They were doing in between their toes. They were doing it paper cutting
Like in the
intentionally.
movie?
Intentionally.
Oh my gosh,
in
I-
between their
it's in
fingers.
my
Yeah.
body.
I think I have an idea for a new video.
No.
It's got to be
No.
the most painful thing ever put on video. I think.
Yeah, I'm amazed they didn't start like cutting their Achilles tendons just like.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my biggest fears.
And they would be like, they shave their heads while they're doing
And
it.
then
They're
one
like,
guy goes, and he throws up.
And then the guy
He
goes,
throws up
dog shit.
everything.
The camera guy.
Well, the
Steve-O.
camera guy, and then there's that guy with missing the one tooth who throws up all the time whenever they have to do stuff.
Oh, the
there's
pubic
Steve-O.
terrorist.
Yeah, what-
Gets it.
He throws up all the time.
Steve-O can make himself throw
Yeah.
up, and he's done that when the other guys throw up. He'll make himself throw up on top of that, and then he'll just like
bar
make
for
the other
Ron.
guys
You know he's
even worse.
dating Kat Von D?
Yes. Yes, he is.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But the one thing they did that pushed me over, I watched all I watched one where they flung the guy in the air in the porta potty with the dog shit. Like, that didn't
That's
get me.
the third
How about the
one.
What got me-
fireworks dicks ones where they attached the fireworks to their dicks and shot them off, and it would
That
just
was
go like right there,
hilarious.
and it would like their dick would just be pulling with it. It was hilarious.
That was Chris
I've
Pontius.
never
That was
seen
so
that.
funny.
Oh, I love
well,
Chris
Chris Pontius
He
would
made
do
that
anything,
noise. It was like-
anything with his dick he would do.
It was like. It was just like.
I never saw that one, but the one that got me was they had the fat guy go on a stationary bike and wrap himself in
yeah.
plastic,
Oh,
and then they drained his sweat.
Oh yeah.
And then they had to drink his sweat, and the
I
sweat
know,
was like
yeah.
going to his butt crack and like down through. It was so
They,
gross.
they set the bar.
The horse semen. They had to drink the horse semen after they.
Yeah, that was
did
bad
that,
too.
That fertilization thing.
Yes.
I got an email today from Netflix saying we just added a title you might like. It was
saw that.
Jackass 3.5.
3.5.
Oh, 3.5.
I've never seen
that-
it.
is that
No,
like
they've
a
done
Netflix
1.5 and
exclusive?
2.5.
Now, there's an instance in one. I haven't really
think
seen
I've
a lot
seen
of
3.
Jackass stuff, but I did see this one little joke that Bam pulled. I think it was Bam. It might have been Steve or.
Well, what was it? We can tell.
I can't remember. Oh, so anyway, they set all the guys up on a plastic just tarp thing or surface, and they all got oiled up. And they were out in the middle of this tarp thing, and there's probably about like 50 feet on either side, so they're all in the middle of this, all oiled up. And I think they were just standing there. I can't remember what they had set them up for. then Bam or Steve-O, whoever it was, their friend had brought this really big RC helicopter and rigged 2 paintball guns on the bottom of it. So he flew in as they're in the middle and flies in and just starts railing all the guys with paintball,
Oh, that's
like
hilarious.
paintballs as they're on there. And they're trying to get away and they're scampering, but they're all so slippery that they're just falling, just getting...
That's a good idea.
I love the main gags that are designed for that, specifically for that.
Yeah, for a side
And everyone's
thing.
like, yeah, we're gonna go do this, and they get out there and then they just get slammed.
Those guys.
But my actual penis story, just by the by, was I was 10, maybe 11. I went on my first trip with my school, like out of the state. We went to Washington,
You
D.C.
seem to have a lot of things happen to you when you're on school trips.
Yeah, but I was out there, and there was a trail. So we were going a bunch of places, and this trail was like, guys, there's ticks on this trail. So if you don't want to go, you don't have to. If you don't want to get ticks on you. And I was like, I don't want ticks on me, so I didn't go. Apparently, someone else who was staying in the room with me did go and brought ticks back into our room.
What?
And somehow
I don't
these
like it.
ticks got into my suitcase and into my underwear.
Oh my god.
And on the way back home,
Oh no.
a tick was in my underwear.
Oh.
And it got on the tip of my dick
Tick.
and burrowed. And so when I got
What?
back home,
That's what ticks do. They
That's
start
how they
burrowing.
burrow.
How'd you
Burrowed
not
into the-
notice though?
I noticed that night because I think it happened while I was on the plane. I didn't.
So you didn't feel it when you were on the plane?
No.
Oh man, I see because I woke up and you can finish your story in a second. I woke up one night with a tick on me and I felt it. And so I was like, I started scratching it. I was like, what the fuck is that? And I peeled it off and then I ended up burning it in the sink and popping it. But
It really depends on where it bites you, because sometimes there's
feel
more
like I would know if it was
sensitive
on my dick.
areas.
Yeah, your
There's-
dick is one of your
there's more
most sensitive
areas.
spots.
Like I've had ticks in my hair before or on my neck. I've never felt them, but then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh hey, there's a tick that's been sitting here for a while, so I just pull it out.
Yeah.
And
Now I
like,
need to check.
I haven't had a tick in a while.
lots of people were
because
on the
they're mostly-
geocaching. They thought they were saying they wouldn't be surprised if we came back with ticks.
Yeah.
I haven't had a tick, and I've been through woods through Colorado in a while. There's not really a lot of ticks out here,
Yeah.
if I
Especially when
understand
winter's
correctly.
coming. But I mean, it's not winter right now.
Yeah, but even then, like I haven't had a tick on me in years and years. But it was mostly in Minnesota that I get ticks.
There's certain weeds that they are in that I
Yeah.
always knock down.
So Spencer, did it burrow into your dick hole?
No,
Oh God, that's what I thought you were
I
explaining.
said I said the top.
Just
Well,
like
that's
in
where it
place.
would burrow in the top, right?
No, not like where the hole is. That if you're looking at a dick like this, it was like here.
Oh, I thought.
So
that-
it's
oh,
on the tip
God.
of my dick, and I'm back home, and at some point I'm feeling around. I don't know. I'm a teenager, and obviously feel there's a bump on my dick. That's not good. So I go into the bathroom, and I look at it, and I'm like, oh shit. There's this black thing on the tip of my dick, and I don't know what to do. I'm like 10 or 11. I don't know. So I have to grab my dad.
Oh no!
Oh
And I'd be like, hey,
At
Dad.
the Earth ship?
No, we didn't live there at that
before
point.
the airship existed.
We were up in the mountains, and so he grabbed some tweezers and he pulled it out.
Man,
You know,
that's
you
love.
want to know what the less painful way of doing it?
But
Peanut butter.
I wasn't about
what's
to have
that
my
do?
dad cover my dick in peanut
Well,
butter.
You could have done it. You didn't have to have your dad do it, but you could have done it. It makes the tick back out because they
okay.
suffocate.
Oh my god!
Or the tick will love the peanut butter.
And go deeper.
And invite his friends.
Oh my God.
But my dad still has the tick.
What?
What?
Yep.
That's
he
pretty
put it in a
funny.
bag.
The dick tick.
Why?
He's a weirdo.
It's in a vial on his bookcase
In the Earth ship.
in the Earth ship.
He has that, and then he has all my baby teeth. Right next
Man.
to each other.
When
I'm
I
off the
found,
grid. I got dick ticks and everything.
But yeah, that was my dick story.
Very
Man,
interesting.
That was the
Jeez.
dick story.
Yeah.
I don't think I really have anything too
You
crazy.
should call this episode the burrowing tick.
Oh.
Burrowing.
The dick tick.
did you name it Patrick Warburton?
Yeah, I was showing Joe the Patrick Warburton ticks.
They're great.
That show is so fantastic. I'm always so sad that it's canceled, and I always go back and watch the entire thing because it's so short.
It'll
and
make
easy
a
to go through.
comeback, maybe.
Well, I mean, it's already got picked up on Amazon, not the Patrick Warburton version, but the Peter Serafinowicz version. So
How is that?
The pilot episode was really good. So
Is it funny? I heard it wasn't
yeah,
funny.
I thought it was funny. No. I mean, it's the same tick because I mean it's dark and gritty, but I get what they mean because the creator Ben Edlund, he had said that it was going to be dark and gritty, and everybody was like, and I was not even doing that.
Yeah.
But I get what they're going with. They're kind of treating the bad guys as. They're still it's still satirical to the superheroes, and it still has that kind of just general satire element. But it has a good sense of humor. But the way it's filmed, it's more like a movie kind of. And Arthur seems to be a bit more of a straight man than he ever was, kind of.
Is the Fox Kids cartoon the first iteration of the Tick, or was it like
The comic book? It was a
Oh, it
comic
was a
book.
comic- okay.
It was kind of like the Ninja Turtles. I think it was a comic book, then it was a TV show or a cartoon, then it was a TV show, and then.
I had a Burger King toy from that era of the Tick, and there was like a little stand, and the Tick was like in a free fall,
Yeah.
and it was weighted, and he would balance on his nose, and he would
Oh,
like
Oh
Like
yeah,
one of
Like
those
those
eagle
birds.
things,
Yeah.
you know, like the eagles.
But it was the Tick, and I think it was on his chin, and he was like in free fall. I think it was like the Empire State Building or something. And it was, I mean, for a Burger King toy,
Dude, I think Burger King made the best toys for an era. Do you remember
Yeah.
the Lion King toy that was the laughing hyena, and you would pull its little feet down and it would go beep, beep, beep?
I was a little too young for.
I think so.
Because
I remember-
the first movie I remember seeing in theaters was Lion King, so I probably don't remember the toys from then. Inspector Gadget, I remember those toys.
Yeah.
I think that was
Matthew
probably Happy
Broderick
Meal.
Inspector
I remember
Gadget?
Yes.
Yes.
Those toys
I remember the
were
Toy Story toys from
I do
various.
too.
95?
They made puppets.
They had Pokemon
Yeah.
Beanie Babies at KFC.
Oh man, I was
They were
obsessed
so
with
good.
those. I forget, they were finger
Yeah.
puppets, weren't they?
No, they were like big. They were like this big puppets.
Oh,
That 24 karat gold Pikachu Pokemon
Card,
cards
yeah.
I
that
chipped
came
those
in.
away.
I have them
I
all.
chipped those away.
That's such a
chipped
damn.
them. I wanted to
Why?
see if they were really gold.
That's such a damn
I
thing to
chipped them
do.
away.
Daniel.
I used to rip apart Pokemon cards.
I know.
to
That's
see
that's
that
what I'm
black
saying.
line in the middle.
It's
or
such a
whatever.
damn thing
just
to do.
to see it. It's
Why?
like
Because that's how you know if they were real. So I would just rip Pokemon
But
cards.
then you'd have a ripped.
No, I know.
a black line.
I was a bit of a challenged child. I'm still a bit of a challenged child. So
No, they had the
Oh.
gold Pokemon cards at Burger King, I believe, and they had Beanie Babies at KFC for $5. I got one. I got Dratini,
They
and
were-
then I bought one recently. Those Zubat.
Oh,
I bought it on eBay.
Oh. Well, they were Pokemon Beanie Babies. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
That was one of the first things I ever got.
Beanie Babies.
The
Oh,
Rugrats movie
goodness.
toys.
Beanie Babies were the
I
That
have
was
this-
a movement.
Have you seen what Beanie Babies are nowadays?
No.
They all have big eyes.
Really?
They're all
Oh,
glitter
I have
big
seen
eyes.
some of those.
That's all they have
I have
nowadays.
seen
It
some
kind
of
of
those.
it kind of lets me down.
I used to have Chocolate the Moose. That was my favorite Beanie Baby.
I had Chocolate the Moose.
Chocolate the
too.
Moose was my favorite.
Are they worth anything yet?
I don't know, but I
Will
definitely
they ever
have
be-
chocolate.
They have
I
the
probably ripped them
tags.
out and pulled all the beans out.
I had Scorch
Is it a
the
real
Dragon.
Beanie
I think
I
Scorch
had
the Dragon, yeah.
And
The shiny one.
I would get the little
My sister had that one.
little clamshell thing for the tags. I was
Oh, yeah.
I was ready for the future as a 6-year-old.
Did you keep any?
Yeah, I still have.
Oh, you kept the little case thing around.
Yeah,
the
it's just
back?
like, oh yeah, these are an investment, but they're just stuff.
I have a funny story about Beanie Babies with my parents. My sister used to get them, and there was one that was a crab, and I forget what his name was, but my mom
Kingsley.
went. It was it Kingsley?
I
But
think
my
so,
mom
maybe.
went. Maybe his name is Claude.
Your mom did that?
Yeah.
What?
And my dad goes, "Wow, she really thought that was funny."
That is
Claude
pretty
the
good, though.
Crab.
I
Thought about that
laugh.
on the
That's
way
real
to
good.
I gave away my favorite Beanie Baby I ever had to a girlfriend of mine. And then when we broke up, she's like, "Do you want your stuff back?" And I was like, "No, I don't want my stuff back. Why'd you even ask?" And I was like, "Fuck, I wanted the Beanie Baby." It was a hammerhead shark with a rainbow underbelly. It was so
Turn
beautiful.
around and a single tear falls.
Yeah, I just thought it was rude. She's like, "Do you want your stuff back?" And I was like, "No."
I need to oil up my mic.
You mean the pop filter?
It is Claude the Crab.
Oh,
It actually is Claude the Crab.
Really?
Well, either that
Is it
or
Claude?
well, yeah, it says Claude the Crab on Etsy. It's listed for $2,500.
Whoa, shit.
Oh, I want to see how much chocolate is worth.
Wait, what's Scorch worth?
Scorch?
Because I do have a $1,300 Pokemon card.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Scorch.
Joe has some crazy
Beanie Baby.
collections.
Scorch Beanie Baby.
Mint condition.
I still have all the original 150 Pokemon cards.
Oh,
in,
I'm sorry,
in
Joseph.
Sealed
Claude
plastic.
beat
That's
Scorch
worth
the
something.
Dragon.
$65 on Etsy.
That's yeah.
I
On
wanna see
Etsy?
chocolate.
On
eBay.
Etsy?
eBay.
It seems to be Etsy is the Beanie Baby
Maybe
hot
That's
spot.
like a homemade Beanie.
Maybe the
no,
crab.
no, no. They have the TY tag. It's
How can
Claude.
they do that?
I don't know.
Maybe the guy who posted Claude is batshit crazy.
Yeah, he's like, I want $2,500.
Oh, chocolate. Chocolate's worth $800 on Etsy.
Shoot.
No, I don't have it
What
anymore.
about the Robin?
I have the Robin.
That's the
but
only one I remember owning at one point.
the Robin is the one I couldn't preserve because I loved it so much. It was like my.
I really
friend.
liked it. Like I ended up just
$45, $45.95.
Man, I made
Piece
some
of
bad
trash.
Beanie Baby investments. I picked the wrong one.
It would have been a positive investment regardless.
Somebody has
crab?
the
Who
entire
picked
Winnie.
Chocolate the Moose as your like, this is going to be worth $800.
That was chocolate was my favorite. I mean,
Oh.
I mean, it was the only one I had.
How much?
But
This is the one.
How much is he worth?
See, this is the
I
one
don't
I like.
care what he is. I want to know how
Is
much
he
he's
shark? I do
worth.
remember the
Isn't he
shark.
pretty?
That's pretty cool.
This was like early 2000s, so this wasn't 90s.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
wasn't
know.
the first wave. The first there was that bear.
$9 on Amazon.com.
Oh, yeah, the black bear?
I'm gonna buy it.
Well, they had a bear that was like it went through many skins, I think. And there was Scorch, there was the Robin, there was the Sharky.
$7.88
Sharky, I think
with
it was.
Prime
There
shipping.
was. Let me think.
think-
Or we can move on. 'cause
I
I'll
think
be here all
chocolate.
day.
I think
I have the
chocolate was
card.
probably pretty
don't remember
valuable,
the
and
movies.
those other ones are just because they're probably earlier ones.
Well, I guess
'Cause chocolate's
Scorch was really
basic.
popular. Yeah. Do you remember?
In North Carolina.
Maybe you don't. But they lived in They lived in Lansing.
Who?
I think. No, they didn't. Never mind.
All
Guys,
right.
I just bought Ty the Shark for $7.88 with Prime shipping on Amazon.
Is it brand new?
Yep.
Did you have Mystic the Unicorn?
I remember
No,
this.
my cousin did.
You guys
Okay.
just
Did you
buying
just
Beanie
Google
I remember
Babies?
seeing
I think so.
I wish I could buy
Wow.
chocolate, but apparently it's very expensive.
Okay.
Maybe you should have loved something that was worth $7.88 with Prime shipping, Daniel.
And you know when they
Did
had
you
those
just buy it?
they had those
Yeah, I bought
extra
mine.
large Beanie Babies too. Those were just a waste. It's like, what am I going to do with this big, floppy, gigantic? With chocolate, I could swing them around. I think that's how I broke him. I think I spun him around too much, and his fabric tore, and the beans started coming.
Was this
out.
directly before or after you ripped a card in half?
Probably during.
it's probably- no, I-
One hand he's
my
tearing
chocolate
cards,
days
the other
were
hand he's fucking
in New
swinging
York.
Beanie Babies.
Chocolate was from New York, so
Okay.
that was before I was 10. So
What can you do with a
Why would
Beanie
you
Baby
do
other
this
than
with chocolate?
swinging them around?
You
What
can
can you
have
do
it
other
sit.
than-
You can
You
put it on
play
a
with
shelf
them.
and yearn to play with it, but you can't because
Yeah.
it might be worth something.
I mean,
10
are you
years from
supposed
now.
to snuggle
it
with it?
felt cool. Like it felt cool to squish, and it felt like cool. Like as a kid, you're just not interested in practicality. You're interested in textures and feelings and your brain.
Humphrey the Camel.
What's the most?
I remember
are you
the
just
camel.
googling the most valuable. or are you-
$1,200. Yeah, I'm going through a list in this article that lists off some of the most valuable Beanie Babies.
Man,
So
I
I'm
guess
just
that
trying to
makes
see.
sense.
The bear ones are boring. Everyone, the bears are stupid. I'm
Yeah.
looking for
I had a
the.
poodle
I guess it
one
makes
that's
sense
like-
to invest in the non-popular ones because those will be
the rarer
most
ones.
in demand. Because if everybody had Scorch because it's popular,
They're gonna
it's
produce
gonna be
more.
$65.
Yeah.
Spot.
The Dalmatian.
Yeah,
the
he was
boring
1,500.
bear. What's a
Korok
pink
Casino.
bear?
Come on, you stupid bears! I don't care about the bears.
All right, let's
So
move on from Beanie Babies.
the newest craze sweeping the nation right now is the mannequin challenge. Kind of say this is the well, it's not the lamest thing. Planking was the lamest shit, but this is kind of up there.
Planking like plank like.
Like people in high school and they used to plank and like, look, I can lay flat on a surface, and they take a photo of it.
In retrospect,
bear
Jerk
looks so
bear.
stupid.
But
It looks like that bear that's like. You ever see that photo of the grizzly that's sitting there and like pondering existence?
Yes.
That's what.
That's
it looks
pretty
like.
much every picture of a bear.
Well, he's like
Every
sitting up
grizzly
against the
bear
wall
is
at
just
a lake,
kinda
just kind of like. He doesn't look like I'm a bear. He's like.
Yeah. My favorite's the Bat Bear with the Batman logo on him.
Oh yeah.
The little
You
white
were
bears.
saying.
Mannequin
But-
challenge.
with the mannequin challenge, there's been some hilarity I've seen come from it. All of it's from the NBA because apparently they all love it.
Guys,
But
mannequin challenge.
How does it work? It looks cool.
you're a mannequin. Shut up.
It's everyone freezes.
You're a mannequin. Shut up.
Oh, I thought I was explaining.
But I always see like cool camera.
You're a
work.
mannequin. Shut up.
no, it's always, the whole
can't do
thing.
the-
The whole thing with it is it's always a shitty cameraman who's like,
Do you think that's every director of the mannequin challenge? No, you're a mannequin. Shut up.
But it looks like. I don't know.
no,
I
it
saw-
looks really cool, and I'm always impressed by what I see from it. But there's been the Milwaukee Bucks did a really good one, but then at a Philadelphia 76ers game, apparently someone didn't get them. So you guys know who Allen Iverson is, right?
I know the name.
Allen Iverson.
Meta World Peace.
Did he like hold a gun on somebody one time?
Is he president?
Probably.
He's a
He's a basketball
That was
player.
Ryan Lochte,
Okay.
Jordan.
Well, him too.
Well, so a bunch of people in the 76ers were doing a mannequin challenge, and they were filming. I think Allen Iverson walked up during because they were filming him, and they were like this, and then they panned to him, and he's like. And then they just kind of continue on with it. It's like I don't think he got the memo.
Before we move on,
This is another Beanie
We
Baby.
already
I saw a
did
good
that.
Halo.
Before we
my
move on
gosh.
even more, I have found what the most expensive Beanie Baby in existence is currently.
What?
Is it that
So-
old ugly bear?
No. There was a run of limited edition Princess Diana.
Oh yeah.
What?
I had that.
Die Beanie Babies?
Yeah,
Princess
it's a
Diana
purple
Beanie
bear.
Babies,
I have it.
$750,000.
I do have it. Sorry,
Wait, what?
I have it at my house.
What
I have
edition?
it in a
This
glass
thing is
case.
$750,000, Stephanie.
What?
I
These- all
think
these-
I still have it. Is it a purple bear with
Yes,
a little
with
rose
the
on
little
it?
rose, the white rose.
I had it.
Was this
I
after,
had
wait,
this.
Was this made after she died?
It might
memory,
have,
it
it might have
probably
been,
might
Oh
be.
yeah.
shit! I had it in a glass box in my room.
Where is it?
Stephanie,
I think it's at my
These
house.
ones are
box?
the ones
to
are-
your house
Glass-
right now.
Oh my god!
Go! What are you doing? Go!
Call your mother.
Wait, I don't. Wait, is it really?
Yeah.
Yes,
that
it is
much?
the most expensive Beanie Baby
I
in
definitely
existence.
had it. I don't know if I have it or if we gave it away.
Guys, we're retiring.
Oh,
if she can find it.
What are you already spending Steph's money?
Wait, what?
We're retiring.
I'm
There
gonna have
are-
to see if I have that somewhere. If I gave it away.
If it's first edition, it's upwards of $100,000.
If you had it,
Holy
in a glass
shit.
box,
If
I
it's
doubt
a-
you gave it
well,
away.
it was like it was a
windfall.
plastic. It wasn't glass.
But-
It was like a plastic
but
box.
all these
It was
ones
on
that
my
are-
I bet it's
dresser.
in your attic or something.
all these ones that are in glass/plastic boxes
Yeah.
are over $100,000, and they're the
My
first edition ones.
Shit. I have to go find that.
Stephanie,
you
what are
do.
you doing here? Go!
I have to go.
You drove me. I can't go anywhere.
Take my car.
Call your mom.
We'll
Call
be
your
done in,
mom
like,
and have her
a few
come
minutes
with
here.
you.
should.
That's
Be like, Mom.
insanity.
Well, I know I'm doing that.
Wow.
Okay, next Hubcast, I'll see if I have it. I'll bring her in if
That's
I do.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then I
Well,
will
I'll
be
take a
catching
leg.
that bear.
$25,000
Take
each.
a leg.
My goodness, the people on here that don't offer free shipping on $700,000, what a bunch of cheapskates! Oh, $688,000 and $299 shipping. Oh, geez.
What an asshole.
Ship the product.
My
for,
question is: are people buying these?
Yeah, I mean,
Or they
that's a good
just
question.
listen.
There's obviously somebody buying them somewhere.
I'd want to
Like,
go to like a convention and like walk up and like, okay, now we have a Princess Diana first edition purple bear in a plastic box. And then some guy's like, I will
Best
take it
way-
$4,000.
Best way to do it is to find a broker. Find
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
who
'Cause
knows who
they'll-
will buy
yeah,
it.
they'll
and
look for
they will
people
sell it.
that'll
They take
Yeah.
a percentage.
They
though.
take a
Let me-
commission, but you sell it.
That's true.
Let's
For
hear
the
an
buck.
impression of what a Beanie Baby broker sounds like.
Okay, guys. Here we have a Princess Diana purple first edition Beanie Baby, and that's my impression.
You sound like that one guy that guy who sounds like this. I talk like this all the time. That's how I sound like.
Tom
Pauly
Hanks
Shore?
from Polar Express.
Yeah, I'm Tom Hanks. Oh yeah, I'm that kid. I'm that kid. I'm talking right now. Well, that's somebody else. That's not Tom Hanks.
That's
in that.
Tom Hanks.
No,
Tom
it's
Hanks-
not. No, it's not. I forget the guy's
Tom
name.
Hanks.
Tom
but he's-
Hanks. Tom Hanks isn't he the main kid?
He's everyone in that.
I'll
No.
fact check this really quick because I
Tom
was
Hanks-
looking
Tom
up this
Hanks
guy
is
the other
Tom
day.
Hanks is the
everyone.
main kid, the conductor.
The hobo, the Santa
hobo.
Claus. He's everyone. He's
Isn't he the kid,
elves.
or is there a kid
No,
who's
no,
the
no,
kid?
no. Carry on. I'll find this guy's.
I'm gonna IMDb
so-
this crap.
So
Well, no, he's in Grease too. That guy. that guy who talks like this.
He's in
I talk-
1941 and
What?
Spy Hard.
Yeah.
He's known for that stupid fucking.
Yeah, I
voice.
talk like this all the time. Hey,
He was
how
in
you
Grease
doing?
too?
He was in Grease too.
Who?
He's the tall, nerdy
Who's
guy
that
with
guy?
glasses. Who's that guy?
Tall nerdy guy with glasses. Eugene.
Maybe.
Eugene is in the
Very
first
intent
one.
right now. Yeah, I know. I think he was one of the only returning ones.
Oh yeah, Eugene. And they bully him. He makes
Yeah.
a cameo on the second one.
Eugene.
And he's
His
His
in
name
the
is
first one.
Eddie Deason.
Can I see him?
That
Eddie
guy.
Deason.
Yeah, that's Eugene.
Who's
So,
that guy?
so
Yeah,
this
that's-
guy. So do you remember when
Oh,
the?
Eddie Deason, Know It All is the name of the character from Polar Express.
Oh my god.
So do you remember when the Adele Dazeem John Travolta stuff
Yes.
Yep.
happened? So there was
could
this
forget?
fake name generator you could put in that would like you'd put in any name and it would Travolta.
Yeah, I remember that.
And if you put in John Travolta, it would just say Eddie Dazeem.
That's weird.
Just so everyone knows, Tom Hanks is known for his first thing is the Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci
Vinci?
Code.
The Da
That's my
Vinci,
favorite.
the Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code.
Leonardo da Vinci is my favorite drawer.
Let's move on.
So to wrap up the mannequin
Oh
challenge,
yeah,
I
the
know.
mannequin
Oh, yeah.
challenge.
So-
To announce Kristen Wiig on SNL, they did the mannequin challenge.
I just watched that one. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. They go through all the set and everything. They have frozen things too.
Yeah.
Typically, when people are washed up in the NBA, they go over to China and play in the CBA because they just want stars from the NBA to play there. So Josh Smith went
pay him
there,
good money.
who used to be an all-star, and he
Good
did a
Chinese
mannequin
money.
challenge with the rest of his teammates, and they were all Chinese people. And clearly there's a language barrier because he starts filming and everyone's kind of doing it, but people like see the camera and then go like this. And, like, or see it and then be like, oh. And so like the whole time it's just like the setup of a mannequin challenge as opposed to them actually doing it.
Sounds like basketball players are not so great at this mannequin show.
The Milwaukee Bucks did great. That was about it. The rest were kind of meh.
I bet you anything we could do a phenomenal mannequin challenge.
Well, we
I'm not
just
too
did
good
it.
at
You
that.
do it those days.
I saw a really cool one that was actually pointing out racial violence. That it was.
Is that the one where
I
they go
saw that
back
one
and
too.
forth and like people
Oh,
are
the-
switching positions?
Yeah, and there's like a guy dragging, like a cop dragging a guy out of a car.
That was the first one I saw.
It was, yeah, that was the first one
And
I
I was
saw
like,
too.
what
And I was
is
like,
this?
that's where you jump on a meme and actually do something really cool
Yeah.
with it.
That was pretty sweet.
That
send
was
a
neat.
message.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen anything that cool yet.
Yeah, that's that and the dog that was frozen and doing shit. That was hilarious.
They had
Did you
a
ever see
frozen
that
dog?
movie?
They had a dog
um,
that was doing a very good job at staying still, and it was
That's
hilarious. We should watch it
awesome.
afterwards.
Did you ever see that short film Carousel?
No.
That's about that bank robbery with the people with the clown masks. and
Oh
stuff?
yes, that was the first thing ever filmed. They filmed it for that TV, that new white letterbox TV thing. I remember watching it because of that.
I remember the director of that was going to direct Deadpool before Tim Miller took over. I think he was like a
Well, he can direct Deadpool too.
yeah. Well, I think he actually worked at Blur Studio, and that's why.
Blur.
Tim Miller is one of the founders of Blur.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
he's the guy.
Blah.
Yeah, he is the Blur guy. That's why Deadpool has such amazing special effects.
Woohoo!
That's neat. Oh yeah, the version I watched of the clown thing, I could scrub through myself.
Oh, really?
Damon.
Yeah, because
Albarn.
for the TV
He's my favorite.
that they were selling specifically, you could scrub through it and go back, go forward. It was
Oh,
really
that's
cool.
sweet.
It was
That's
really
a cool
cool.
short film.
Oh yeah.
When I feel heavy metal. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us for this week's Hubcast. It's been fun. It's been fun. We just talked about random crap for most of the time. I'd like to welcome Millennium Falcon again
To the
because
set.
I just finally looked up and saw the shot and it hanging out there. It's pretty awesome.
There's a little Han and Chewie in there. If you look
Yeah.
real
If you see the
close.
video that we're messing around with it, you can see it. But
Millennial
thanks so
Falcon.
much. Thank you so much to Original Grain for sponsoring this episode of the Hubcast. Once again,
Love you.
originalgrain.com/hubcast if you want to check out the watches and get 15% off your entire order. Hot diggity dog. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys later.
Wait, how
Bye,
much?
guys. 15% off. Entire
Hubcast
purchase.
at
I might do
Gmail or the Creature Hub, the Hubcast at thecreaturehub.com. Email us and give us questions for next episode.
Hubcast.